Hello boys and girls, it's a new day and today we're gonna try and play an online game. I invited a friend here to play a game with me and we're just gonna dive right in. We just started, this is the first round I think, no this is the second round. Let me just tell you what's been going on. In the first round he only had 2 money and he had 1 attack, so he used it to buy an explorer because that was the only thing he could afford. There was nothing in the trade where he could afford. And then I had 4 money and I picked up an embassy yacht, which gives me 2 money and 3 authority. And he's just played his second turn and I think he picked up a blob destroyer here, yeah. So he went straight up for the blob destroyer. I don't really like this strategy for him too much, but we'll see yeah, it's his game, so let's see what happens here. I already picked up a blue card here, so this would work well with the flagship, 5 damage and draw a card. Battle cruiser is also 5 damage and draw a card, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up the survey ship and maybe even the trade bot, depending on what comes up. Yeah, the trade bot would be fine for me. It allows me to scrap, so 1 damage, do that on my turn. And now we just wait for our turn again. So yeah, like I said, I have a yellow card now. Yeah, it's out of here. I have a yellow card now, I have a blue card now. So both of these, if I can pick up one of these, I will probably be happy. I only have 4 money now, so I'm gonna have to wait until my embassy yacht comes up, and hopefully I will have all scouts, and if that happens I will have 6 money and I will be able to buy either the battle cruiser or the flagship. So let's just wait for a moment and see what's going on with him. What I should say, yesterday I had a really good game. It was oh, there he goes. So he's going blob really fast. Look at that, he's going blob all the way. So let me see, let me just draw a card first and see what's going on. So now I have 5 money, I think. Yeah, 5 money and 1 attack. So the ram, he's taken all the blob, so maybe I will go for the ram here because also I can discard it for 2. Yeah, he has some blob fighters out. I can discard it for 3 money, so this isn't bad. And then there's a Federation shuttle here that I'm gonna pick up first actually and see what comes out. No, I have 4 money left, so I could go for another survey ship, but I think the ram will give me more money and will help me to get to my flagship faster, or my battle cruiser. And I have 1 left for a trade bot, which is perfect. And then there's a trade pot out, which is not ideal for me. Then again, I will have plenty of money, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the next turn, I will be able to buy one of these. And after that, I'm gonna probably start saving up for a base. The machine base is 7, so it's still really expensive. It's too expensive for me right now. I don't think I can make 7 at this point. I could probably, if the ram comes out in combination with one of the other cards, then the machine base would probably be an option for me. But the next turn is either going to be the battle cruiser or the flagship for me, and this will be interesting to see what I'm going to go for. I think I'm going to go, see, he's going all blob. He's going for the fast kill here, and there's a barter world out, so this is also an interesting option for me. But I think I have the money now, so I'm gonna scrap my Viper, play the rest of my cards. Now I have 6 money, so I am gonna go either for blue or I'm gonna go for yellow. I think, what does he have? He has 1 blue, 1 red, and all blob. So I guess it's clear what his intentions are. This might be interesting for me because it forces my opponent to discard a card, and if I'm going for the yellow strategy, I have to commit to it, I think. Yeah, I think I'll have to commit to it. So this is an interesting decision here. Which card would you go for? Because there's a Barter World out. There's a pretty good chance that he's going to pick it up anyway. So I think instead of going... He has a lot of green. I think the better way to counter the blob cards is not by going for authority straight up, because I'm just going to take the Battlecruiser and let him think about what he's going to do. And then I'm going to explain further. So there's not a blob destroyer here, which is really bad for my bases. I don't know, let's see what he does. Is he going to go for the Barter World or for the blob destroyer? Yesterday I had a pretty good game. Yesterday, just before I went to bed, the last game I played before going to bed, I had a really nice game. It's actually too bad that I wasn't able to record it. My opponent was going all blue in the beginning. I think the first 2 turns he took 5 blue cards or something like that, and after 4 or 5 turns he had like 90 authority or something, and well, I was at 40. But I managed to turn it around in the long run by scrapping a lot of cards, by going for red and going for yellow. So as many draw a card cards as I could find, and you know, scrapping them for the rest. And I think I held off just long enough because my opponent had a lot of money, but he didn't have a lot of attack value. So I managed to do 5 turns in a row where I had between 20 and 30 damage, and I got him all the way down from like 90 authority to 0 in a time frame of 4 or 5 turns. It was really amazing. The game took a bit longer than than my usual games, but that was nice. I mean, it was like 15 or 20 minutes, and I really had to do some thinking because my opponent was really heavy on. He was going heavy on the blues, and it took me a while to get through my deck and to find the cards that I was looking for. But because I had a lot of survey ships and stuff like that, I could like draw cards and draw cards, 8, 9, 10 cards, and I was doing. By the end of the game, I pretty much only had reds and yellows left in my deck, and I had to start scrapping the reds even. So this is -10. This could go. And what's he doing? It's so fast. This is like one of the bad things about this app is it just goes too fast. What has he done? What has he picked up? If you don't pay attention, you lose automatically. So I think it was another green. He picked up the green again. He picked up the other blob destroyer. So let me just see. I'm gonna place my trade bot. Scrap my Viper. And press play all. Now I have 5, so I can go for another survey ship, or I could go for the Barter World here. He has 2 blob destroyers, so I don't think this is a strange one. Usually the AI just doesn't go for blob that early in the game. But he's doing a lot of damage, so I kind of need the bases. This is a gray base though, so maybe I can trick him into leaving this here. So let me just buy a Barter World and be done with this turn. I really want to pick up the survey ship if I can. Here in the next turn I will have enough money to draw the flagship. There is a port of call. He has some really serious blob threat going on, so I could kind of use either some bases or force him to discard cards, but there's no yellows out, so that's gonna be tough for me. In the next turn I will have 3 or possibly 6 money. With 6 money I could go either for a port of call, a base here, which might not be the worst solution in the world because it gives me 3 money each turn. It stays in play. With the missile mech, there's the possibility of destroying a base, which for him would be a very good card to pick up because he already has a lot of blob cards. He is doing a lot of damage, but he's not heavy on the economy. He might have just, you know, he has a trade pod and a cutter though. So, I don't know. Let's just see. He has his first base out. And again, it went like really fast. I didn't know what he picked up. Oh, he picked up the survey ship. Okay, so that's one of the cards that I really wanted. But let's just see. Unfortunately, I don't have any combos yet. I have a red card, a green card, and a yellow card. So that's not really good for me. That's not doing me any good. What is this? Draw a card. Okay, yeah, that's not doing me any good either. Play all. So now I have 4 money. I could go for a frigate to force him to discard a card, which is not bad. Or I could go for basically any of these. Let me just see. Battle cruiser, draw a card, destroy a target base, but I spend a lot of money on that. I'm not gonna do that right now. I am, however, thinking about discarding my ram here because I don't have any blob cards anyway, and I could use the money to get something decent for myself, like this machine base, for example, which allows me to scrap, and I'm gonna need my scrap abilities fast if I am gonna destroy this menacing blob deck here. Any of these cards would be good for me though at this point. Let's see what's gonna come out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what's gonna come out next turn. So I'm gonna pick up the machine base, and I'm gonna have 6 in the next turn, and there we go. But again, I'm low on bases, so I only have 1 outpost now, and I have to wait for it to come out, so I'm gonna try and get a couple of outposts first, because I'm afraid of his blob deck. So let's see what happens. I have a draw a card, and I can shuffle, so that's not bad. The embassy yacht is just gonna give me some money and a little bit of trickling of authority. This is gonna come back to me, but anyway, I'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can draw a card. So this one also allows me to draw a card, but only as a special ability, while the flagship just lets me draw a card, and that's it. So either of these would be good for me. I think I'm gonna go for the flagship depending on what he does here. So he has 6, and he's going for, ooh, he's going for all yellow now. So he got a lot of cheap yellow cards, which is not good for me because I will be discarding cards a lot. Let me just draw a card. Let's see what comes up. Hopefully something good, and the answer is no. So I will have 7 money, and I could go for the Port of Call again because he has a pretty big blob deck, and but I could also go for the flagship or even the missile mech. Does he have bases yet? He has 1 small base, a 5 base. I don't think he picked up a 2nd base yet, so that may be something that I can do here. Do I want to discard this survey ship right now? I'm gonna hang on to it for now because I can still use it. This allows me to draw a card, but I could use some more reds to scrap cards. But they're gonna come out pretty soon, I guess. My machine base is about to come out, so that's not bad. The blues are also gonna come out, so I'm gonna go for the flagship, I think, right now, or the Port of Call. How much money can I get? It will be hard to get to 6 money again in the next round, so do I go for the Port of Call or do I go for the flagship? That's a really tough decision here. This allows me to draw a card. I've been eyeing it for so long, I'm just gonna take it. And it leaves me 1 for the Federation Shuttle, which is fine. Unfortunately, he's gonna have me discarding cards all the time, and this is again a bad draw for me. Cannot believe this. I can draw an extra card with my Battlecruiser though. So let's see what he picks up. Probably the fighter here. He's going for green and yellow, so he's playing pretty aggressively. But he doesn't have any red cards, so he's gonna be stuck with his scouts and his vipers. So he's depending on luck really and he doesn't have any bases, so he's depending on luck really to get his greens and his yellows together. And I'm not sure if that's the right decision in the long term, because you only get to draw 5 cards. Well, it depends on what you use. If you get some yellow cards out, it allows you to draw extra cards. He even has 2 blob fighters that work together, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about what he's doing. I think if I can keep scrapping my cards, I can scrap 1 card now. I would have preferred to scrap some more. There's 2 cards coming out that allow me to scrap cards, but unfortunately there's only 4 cards left in my deck here. So that's minus 13, and he's going for the yellow again. Let's see what I have. Draw a card, and at least I can get some authority back here. And scrap 1 card from my discard pile. So 5 damage, that's not a whole lot, but I can get to 7. Can get to 7 money. I really want to pick up the command ship here, but unfortunately that's not something that's in the cards for me right now. I don't know if I should go base heavier and go for the Port of Call, because he has the 2 blob cards working together. He just drew them both, and I have to reshuffle, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna go for here right now. The Dreadnought obviously is a good choice. He's going for yellow. It allows me to draw an extra card. So this looks tempting for me right now. Destroy a target base, but he doesn't really have any bases right now that are worth destroying. So draw a card, or go for an extra outpost and try and counter all of his green. I still have plenty of... I'm just gonna bide my time. I'm gonna buy this Dreadnought, and I think that's it. So 5 damage, and my turn. So let's see what comes out now. First thing I'm going to do is draw an extra card here with my Dreadnought. And then I can scrap these 2 scouts with the 2 cards that I have. So that's not too bad, I guess. Unfortunately, and that's the problem with these cards coming out as the last cards before I have to reshuffle, is that I have no discard pile now, so these 2 money cards will be lost, and I saw it coming, but I couldn't do anything about it, unfortunately. So there are a lot of really cheap yellow cards that are coming out. So if he has a bit of luck, he can start chaining them together, but as you can see, his deck is like 50-50. His deck is still really... He has a big deck here, and my deck, I think, is starting to get smaller and smaller. And if I can get some cards out, like the Corvette here, for example, that allows me to draw cards, or even the command ship that allows me to draw 2 cards, I have a chance of winning this game if he doesn't, If he has a lot of luck, then he can do a lot of damage, but as it stands now, I think his deck is spread too thin. But we'll see. Anything is still possible in Star Realms, and anything is still possible in this game. The next priority for me, I think, will be to pick up the Corvette here if I can, but he's probably going to snatch it away from me. We'll see. So a lot of damage, yeah. So he got to do a lot of damage, but he didn't pick up the Corvette though. I'm not trying not to panic here just yet, but I'm gonna discard the Scout. I'm gonna draw another card, and it gives me some authority back. And it's not a lot, but at least I have a base out now. So I draw a card, then scrap a card. So that's perfect. Scrap the Scout. And now I can use this to scrap this Scout. Do 9 damage, and I have 4 money, so I'm gonna pick up the Corvette. And then unfortunately I do not have enough money for anything else. But I could take another Explorer, but I'm not sure if I want to do that, because there's better cards that can come out for me. So I'm not gonna go for the Explorer just now. Oh, I still have 2 extra money, so what can I do? There's Blob Wheels, which are really good for him. I can only get to 4 money, so do I want to take a Blob Wheel here, yes or no, is the question. Because I don't have any greens. Don't have any green cards at all. So the Blob Wheel is only going to do me good if I want to go for, let's say, the scrapping abilities, and that's maybe not a bad choice. So I'm just gonna pick it up because he has a lot of green cards. Don't want him to get 2 Blob Wheels. End my turn and wait for it to happen. If my base survives this round, I think I'm gonna have 9 authority back. So it all depends on what he's drawing here. He has a lot of cards, it's like 50-50. So you'll have to be lucky to draw 2 green cards together here. Let's just see what happens. How much money am I gonna have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's still not enough for the command ship, but at least I can draw a card. So if it's a money card, and I have 3 chances out of 4 to draw a money card here. But he's leaving my base, and I think he's leaving my base there, and I think that's not a pretty good move. He took the Blob Wheel, which is what I thought he was going to do. And yes, it's another money card, so I will have enough for my command ship this turn. I can even draw an extra card with this. Too bad he destroyed my base. Otherwise I could have had the advantage here of drawing an extra 2 cards. And I'm gonna just play all for the rest of the cards. So see, I have a lot of authority back. I have 8 money already, and I have 8 money in the bank, and I still can get 2 extra money. So I might as well pick up the cutter here. I need this command ship anyway. This allows me to get 2 cards, so I think I'm gonna pick up both of them. So the command ship, and unless something better comes out, nope, it's gonna be the cutter. 5 damage. And I think I'm in a pretty good position now, right now, to start doing some damage. Do I scrap this survey ship right now to force him to discard a card, or do I keep it with me for the time being? I only have 2 cards left, so these are gonna come out. Draw a card. Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to it for now. I don't know if that's the right decision, but yeah, If it had come out now, but there's another yellow that came out, and there's 2 more blues that have come out. So if I were him right now, I would destroy my barter world, obviously, but we'll see what he does. He gets a reshuffle after this, but he still, you know, he still has this diluted deck, and my deck is pretty tight. I only have 3 scouts left, and I have a couple of cards there that allow me to draw extra cards, so we'll see. I think my chances are probably 60-65 to 30, 60-40 or 65-35. But as I say, it all depends on the draw a little bit. What do I have for money? I have 3 money, possibly 5 money. That's not really super good, but I'm gonna try and get some of these yellow cards if I can. If he doesn't buy them both. Yeah, he buys them.